Still talking about chips?
Bro, there's never a bad time to talk about chips. Like, when is there a bad time to have a nice potato chip?
So you guys ever tried the ketchup chips?
Dude, yeah.
No.
You never
If they had
tried ketchup
mustard
chips?
Dude,
Yeah, I
they're
didn't know that was a
mustard
thing.
chips, I'd get those. I don't
Yeah,
like
ketchup chips are amazing. I've never tried mustard chips.
superior to
so
ketchup.
good.
I'm sorry.
I've had
You ever put mustard on pizza?
No,
Oh
No.
put
my
ranch on pizza.
Dude, I used to watch you do that in high school. It was foul.
It's
I put my
not.
fries on
There's
pizza, but
already ketchup on pizza, so
That
why
ain't
not put
it,
mustard
right?
on it?
Like,
Make
that's
it a fucking
meal.
sandwich.
That's a meal that needs exercised.
You got fucking meat, you got cheese, like it's an open face fucking sandwich. It just needs mustard on it.
Bro, like, it's just.
Some mayonnaise, some
Dude.
mustard.
No, who puts no?
Say
Who puts
mayonnaise and
sauce on their
mustard.
sandwich?
Who the fuck puts ranch on their fucking pizza?
Everyone.
It's not a fucking salad.
What is wrong with you?
It's ranch dressing, not fucking not for pizza. It's more of a fucking sandwich than it is a fucking salad.
It is not a Who puts tomato sauce on your sandwich?
What the fuck do you mean? Have you ever had a fucking Philly cheesesteak without, or like a meatball sub? Like what the
There's
fuck are you
normally-
talking
Okay,
about?
that's like
Mark.
one sandwich out of the thousands of them.
And I'm considering the pizza sauce fucking ketchup because it basically is.
That is not ketchup.
It basically is.
It's
It's
a sandwich.
it's
Where's the
tomato
top?
sauce.
Where's the top bun? Where's the top bun, Tori?
It doesn't need a top bun. It's an open face sandwich.
No, that's.
It's got
stupid.
meat, cheese, and ketchup.
That's not a sandwich. Pizza.
It would be if it had mustard and mayonnaise on it.
Okay, tomato sauce and ketchup are completely different. Tomato sauce has herbs, spices,
Yeah.
And okay,
mushrooms.
to the same effect.
It
Who
has
the
a
fuck
No.
is
texture.
putting? Who is
Two different
putting
textures, texture.
spaghetti sauce
Bro.
or marinara sauce in a salad? Nobody. Not one salad has marinara.
demo.
But you're like, oh
Thank you.
yes, let's put ranch on a piece of pizza. But you're gonna complain about mayonnaise and mustard on pizza.
Dude, that's just foul.
No,
Dude,
it ain't.
is.
You can't judge it till you had it. It's the best.
No,
It's
I
the
watched
best.
you eat it. It looks
It's the best. It's
You
just
know-
like you weirdos putting barbecue sauce and fucking mayonnaise and putting it on French fries.
Dude,
Also,
people.
Red
also
Robin
put-
campfire sauce. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
I also put ketchup in mine, so eat a dick.
I also put ranch in my macaroni and cheese.
Okay, I don't do that weird
Dude.
shit.
Whenever
Macaroni
I
and
don't put hot
cheese is
sauce
not
in
a
it.
salad.
Dude, hot sauce on mac and cheese is a shit.
Yes, dude, put chicken in there and season it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I
nice
get from
redirect.
Sheets. I get that
Or-
from Sheets.
Or just chop
Yeah.
up a little bit of steak.
Spicy chicken
Mm-hmm.
chicken mac. Spicy chicken mac.
But if you really want to be fat, so take that mixture I just told you about, and then add like beef or chicken ramen to the mix.
Really?
Into
Like
what?
the powder or the whole thing?
The whole thing. Swear to God.
Into your macaroni?
Yeah.
No.
What?
No,
No.
no. Listen to me. Listen to me. No.
It's your
thinking-
I gotta say macaroni
No.
like that.
Okay, I should have said like, okay, if you make
To
like,
your
a macaroni.
macaroni?
To your macaroni.
I thought you were talking about putting ramen and macaroni together. Like, nah, definitely not
No.
happening.
No, bro, listen to me. No, that actually is
I
what I'm
can't hit the
talking about.
ball.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. So, no, listen. You make like one of those little like Easy Mac containers, you know what I mean? Like the little cups. Make one of those, but I prefer the Velveeta ones personally. And then one packet of any ramen of your choice. I prefer beef or pork. And then, you know, whatever you want to add to your macaroni and cheese, a little bit of bacon bits. But, you know, mix all that together. A little bit of hot sauce. But I also have this Korean barbecue sauce that's really
Sounds
good
like
with
some
like
fucking
everything.
weird jail food.
Not, I mean, it kind
It kind of does sound like you're sitting here making jail food, from what I hear from the guys in jail. Well,
I mean,
first you take your flaming hot Cheetos and you crush them up, and then you fucking make a cup of soup. And then, dude, they make some weird ass shit in there.
dude, they really do. But
Did they
somehow,
forfeit?
like,
What happened?
That was the game.
No, we won 2-1.
I mean, they gotta do what they gotta do in there. I mean, that's
Yeah.
all they have. So, I mean, good for them for MacGyver and shit, I guess.
I mean, all they get is sweaty meat sandwiches at lunch. Like that questionable bologna. Is it meat or is it uh, the guy who died in the cell beside me? Like,
Did you say the cell beside you?
yeah,
Did you go to jail, Mike?
they don't call me President Mike for nothing.
Dude, I never knew you went to jail. No shit.
There's the guy that
No
plays
shit.
RuneScape. His name's Prison Joe.
What'd
And
you
then,
go to jail for, you bitch? Tell me.
I didn't go to
How you
jail,
know
you
that?
stupid fuck.
and then there's another one that's
man,
named
you
RS
suck.
Felon. Hey, but how do you make this fucking mac and cheese ramen noodle fucking concoction? So
Okay.
it's mac and cheese
So,
and ramen noodles together
yes.
in the same dish.
Yes, the same dish.
And the mac and cheese with the fucking chicken seasoning.
Yes, with the chicken
Yeah, I'm
and
not.
seasoning.
Nah,
Okay, that kind of sounds good.
I'm out.
You know, and a little bit of hot sauce. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Speaking of chips, we used to get these snack boxes from like different countries and stuff.
Yeah, I
It was like,
remember.
dude, we got some of the nastiest chips I've ever fucking ate. Like they had
Full
literal,
of beans.
they
with
had literal
flavors.
egg.
Egg
Yeah.
chips.
Like
No,
egg whites. It tastes exactly like you're
What
eating a
country
fucking
is
egg.
making that?
that's
I think
that's
I
not
think it
cool.
was fucking Pakistan.
That's
Or
cursed.
was it Kurds?
Dude, that's cursed.
I don't know.
Man.
That-
Eee.
That, and we also had fucking chicken flavored. Which we
I
were
don't
like,
know,
okay,
like,
that might not be bad, but it was worse than the
you
egg.
know, I
Like
mean,
I couldn't eat it.
I would have expected something like chicken and a biscuit almost, just on a potato chip.
Sorry, that's what I was thinking. But no, it was like
Dude,
legit, like chicken, like unseasoned chicken.
dude, I thank God for my wife because she always keeps those in the house. There's never a bad time for a chicken and a biscuit.
Dude, I love chicken and biscuits with a little bit of cheese whiz.
Yeah,
Fuck
boy.
yeah.
Ew,
My grandmother used
that's
to get that all
another
the time.
nasty thing. Cheese whiz, gross.
You just don't like anything good, do you? What the
cheese
fuck
in a
do you
can.
eat?
Cheese? I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
Cheese
really,
Whiz is the
like-
original cheese for the Philly cheesesteak.
It is.
Not on my fucking Philly cheesesteak.
I'm pretty sure it is. That's what I've always been told anyway. So.
Anytime I went to gyms, I'm pretty sure they don't fucking spray a fucking canned cheese on it.
No, Cheese Whiz, real Cheese Whiz comes in a jar, bro.
Yeah, not the aerosol can stuff.
So yeah, that's just
Okay.
that's just for crackers,
That's what I thought you
man.
were talking about.
No, that shit. No, real Cheese Whiz.
You said for crackers. That's what fucking you were just talking about. So
Yeah,
that's
the
why
shit-
that's why I went straight to
Yeah.
the can.
No, I understand. No.
Oh.
But the actual Cheese Whiz is called Cheese Whiz, and it comes in a glass jar,
Yeah, okay.
and it's good as shit. What, dude? You've had it at my house.
I passed up.
'Cause that's what I use on all my Philly cheesesteaks.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about canned cheese.
Yeah,
I don't do
no,
the
no.
canned cheese.
Yeah, that stuff
spray.
on cheese
Yeah.
would be nasty.
Yeah, that's for crackers only.
Cool Whip, not Cool Whip, but the other word. Ready Whip.
Oh,
That is the
Oh,
only
dude.
fucking spray can food shit that I'll fucking.
If she buys that and
Oh,
it's just
okay.
sitting in the fridge, I open the fridge up and I just get like a big mouthful of it and close the fridge.
Oh my god.
And if I'm feeling really obnoxious, I'll just walk over to her with my mouth like gaping open with it and just like close it and have all this Cool Whip run out of my mouth right on the table in front of her just to be a dick.
You wanna know something crazy? Well, not crazy.
I don't know how much.
Why do Oreos cost more than fucking vanilla wafers? Or less than vanilla wafers? Like a small box of vanilla wafers was like
Dude,
$5,
listen
but a
to me.
thing of Oreos was $3.
I sold somebody a pack of Marlboro Menthol 100s. And bro, the thing came up $10.99.
Yeah, dude, cigarettes are expensive.
I was
Yeah.
like, dude.
My 2 packs of Camel Crushes every 2
Oh,
weeks is
shit.
When I,
like
dude, when I started in February, they were like, I think $9.98.
Oh, this
nah,
guy's turning
that's
it
not
up.
even bad. Whenever I started smoking like 2 years ago, a pack of cigarettes was like $7 and then like every few months they'll just raise it 15 cents, 30 cents, $1. It's fucking
Dude.
obnoxious.
Dude, I'm
Back
just like, bro, I'm glad I quit.
back in my day
Oh,
when
the
I was in
best.
school, cigarettes used to cost like $3 a pack, and that was the expensive ones. Now the shits are like $11 for a decent pack of cigarettes.
I forget what Camels are. What? Well, actually, you smoke Camels, Tori. What
My
are
Camel Crushes are like $21 for 2 packs every, but I only smoke occasionally, like so it's like every 2 weeks, which is less than what I would be paying for vape shit, which is why I'm still fucking smoking, but I'd like to fucking go back to vaping.
Oh,
I think I like, dude. I want to quit vaping, but
I
I
think if I
like
go back to
latched
vaping,
onto
I'd
it.
quit. I would quit everything in time.
I've actually been doing really good. I haven't had a cigarette in months.
I've quit smoking and chewing. Like, I honestly sometimes do not understand how I ever smoked or chewed. Because, dude, the smell is just enough for me to be like, yeah, that's nasty. Especially on like a hot, like humid day, you know what I mean? Where the air is like moist and it's kind of chilly outside.
He said
Yeah.
moist.
Uh, like, dude, yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, that smell just like sticks in the air.
I don't recognize it because I am the smoker, but
I know.
I sometimes do feel bad for anyone that's in a fucking vehicle whenever I fucking, because I
Have
have to
you
smoke in the car.
have you ever like smoked a cigarette after a couple days or weeks of not smoking one?
Oh yeah,
Just realize how fucking absolutely nasty they taste.
dude. The last time I smoked a cigarette, the time before that was like years, like at least two.
I can
And
tell you
I
the
had
room.
one, dude. I about
Sorry.
threw up.
No.
I didn't get halfway through it.
I can't smoke Newports anymore. I'll get fucking cannot. And that's why I started fucking smoking.
Dude, I never liked Newports at all.
Newport 100s is what I fucking started smoking whenever I started smoking cigarettes. No, I was like, you need to stop smoking these. They're gonna kill you. She's like, smoke any other cigarette but these.
I used to get told there was like fiberglass in those.
Menthol?
No,
Just the
Newport 100s.
Yeah, just the Newport Menthol 100s. I guess Newport Menthol in general. I don't know. I know two people in this world that get different Newports than just, you know what I mean?
I've
And
actually never met someone who smokes Newports. Get shit on, by the way. I never met someone who smoked Newports and not be menthol.
I only know two of the people because they're regular customers of mine. Like, dude, and like they're dedicated, man. They just must love coming in to that store in general. It's like there's some kind of attachment.
Now, like
dude,
people's attachment with Sheets, dude. There's people that go
Dude.
to Sheets every day for coffee, and it's like their coffee's not even that good. Like, what are you on about?
dude, they're 12. I have
It's
a
like Starbucks. Starbucks coffee is terrible.
But yet people are committed to going there on a daily basis.
Yeah, people are committed to going there and fucking spending $150 a week on their nasty steel coffee.
I'm sorry, whoever I just cut.
yeah. I mean,
I
dude,
saved
I'll
you from
actually
getting done.
say at the gas station we have a blueberry coffee. If you put a little French vanilla creamer in it and a little bit of sugar, man, it's like a blueberry muffin in a cup. It's good.
I never really got into the flavored coffee.
Me
Oh,
neither, but
shit.
this stuff is awesome. And let me
Mm.
tell you, first thing in the morning, it hits the spot.
I could name drop
What was
because
an
Dakota's not in here and
epic
it's not bad, but me and Dakota. You remember whenever Sheets would have those like little blue flavored vanilla cups and shit?
Yeah.
We'd go to Sheets, get one coffee, just like take a fuck ton of those.
You're the reason they stopped putting them out.
we would take a fuck ton of those fucking little cups all the
I
time.
remember.
We'd get a small coffee and then just like a ton of those creamers.
We did that in Boy Scouts once. Except it was like sugar packets, because at the end of the week we had to go out and stay in the woods with one other person and baker and food and stuff and fire and basic survival shit. And we throughout the entire week we'd go and stuff our pockets with all of these sugar packets.
What a
And we had like the front pouch of a backpack full of sugar packets by the time the end of the week came. And we made this big ass pot of caramel.
So you took sugar packets to make
Curse like, yes,
caramel
you
in the
did.
wilderness.
Yes, we made caramel in the wilderness and didn't realize if you make caramel that way, it hardens like instantly as soon as it cools.
Wow. This dude's a
So we came back with this like 6-inch by 6-inch chunk of caramel the size of a pot.
Good lord, dude.
Right? Like that's how much
So you
sugar we
basically had
took.
sugar daddies in a pot.
Pretty much.
I fucking miss that
Yep.
candy too. I could add that to my list. Nostalgic candy.
Dude, there is a candy I wish I could find. My buddy, he found them. Man, it was like a Kit Kat, but it was like an apple dumpling Kit Kat flavor, and it was like white chocolate on the outside. Dude, literally the best candy I've ever had in my life. And they
One of-
only released it for like 2 months, and they've never put it back on the shelf.
One of my favorites were the fucking nips with like caramel in the middle. Or caramel on the outside, then you could get coffee or some flavor in the middle. Chocolate. They were good.
Do you guys remember the Dibs like ice creams?
Yeah. Dude, they still have dips at Hershey Park.
Do they really?
Yeah. I think that's the only place I've actually seen it. You used to be able to buy them at
Interesting.
Giant,
That's
but then
interesting.
they discontinued it.
Dude, those things were banging. They're so convenient too.
I've never helped you with anything with cars, have I?
So even
No,
even better.
I brought you gas. I think.
And it's about time you help me
Dude,
do
the
something
roads were
with
terrible.
cars,
I just got
bitch.
home. I was like, they were actually pretty bad even for my truck. And you texted me, dude, can you bring me gas? I had to drive the whole way back across Chambersburg.
No. Yeah, you brought me gas once, dude. You
Then I
saved
get
my
there and there
you
wasn't a way
saved
to
my
dump it in your truck.
absolute life that day.
Yeah, and
But-
slowly, methodically poured this gas into the
So
Mountain
look
Dew
at that-
bottle.
Dude, to look at that terrible situation
God,
on a
we got
positive note, That was the day that I learned how far I could get on a full tank of gas with a broken gas gauge. Just had to be in the middle of a snowstorm.
Was that
Dude, we had some fun.
was
in
that the
some
one with like
snowstorms at the
3
old
feet of
apartment.
snow?
Dude, yep, the blizzard. The
Me, you, and
blizzard.
Josie, dude.
The blizzard of 2016, man. Dude,
Like,
you stayed
The
Oh,
G.
you stayed at the apartment once we got like all the space heaters and like blocked my living room off. Yeah, dude, my heat went out my
And they
apartment.
refused to plow the roads because it was so bad.
Yeah, dude. So me, Josie, and Tori. Oh shit.
we're not talking shit, so names are fine, I think.
Yeah, we're not talking shit. But this is a true story. But me, Tori, and Josie, right? We're stuck in the party pad apartment in this blizzard, and oh my god.
Well, let's start with before we
I
had
was
no
trying to
heat.
think.
We took the Jeep
Yeah.
out.
No, I
And-
was trying to think of what the problem actually was, why I didn't have heat.
Oh, the furnace air intake was fucking blocked by the
No,
snow.
it wasn't the intake, it was the exhaust. So it was
Yeah.
choking itself out. That's what it was. Because when
Yeah,
they
it was
plowed the parking lot, they pushed it all up against it and covered it. So, that's awesome. Oh, but anyway, actually, once we had somebody bring us space heaters,
That was your
and
fault.
oh yeah, because I had that
Space
door
heater and
in the
shit.
living room, so we just all basically we had like
We hung
four.
a blanket up to fucking close off the kitchen.
Yeah, and then we basically had one space heater in the shitter and like 4 space heaters in the living room, and we just shut the door and huddled up in there. Well, it was
Yeah,
great at that point in time because I had 2 nice chairs and the couch. So we all had a place to sleep comfortably.
we hooked up
And
Xboxes.
yeah, dude, we played fucking Xbox. Dude, actually me and Josie that night too, we went out and fucking we explored town.
Dude,
Like,
that fucking night we
oh,
patrolled the fucking campus. We had to pull a couple cars
Hey
out of
guys,
the
come look.
fucking
yeah,
snow
we
and
did.
shit.
Yeah, remember we
Casey, come here.
pushed the one up the hill in
here.
Uncle Bill's Jeep.
No,
Yeah.
come here.
Dude, you know what was so funny though? So I went and picked Josie up, and then right after I went and picked Josie up, we were on our way to pick you up. But so I go pick Josie up in Uncle Bill's Jeep during the snowstorm whenever it wasn't that bad. We probably had I'd probably say 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
maybe 6 inches of snow max. But I went and picked him up because I just didn't want to deal with it in the Cobalt because it's a hilly drive. So, but the church right there by Fox Hill Road, it's out 696. But anyway, I whip it in this church parking lot, put it in, or I had it in too high, and I just left it there. But I start whipping donuts and just playing around in a giant open parking lot. And dude, he starts freaking out, like death gripping the fucking door cards, and I'm like, bro, what is your damage? And then we go pick Tori up, and at first we were fucking with people like pretty bad. Remember, we were fishtailing like big piles of snow at all the fucking drunk college kids.
I remember going to the.
I mean, we did pull a couple people out, and we actually
This
pushed
is-
a couple
this is
people
the
up a
time that
hill into their parking
I didn't go to the
stalls.
college with you. Casey was with a
Dude, the
couple
girls
other
So-
people.
That's all I'm saying.
And
Dude, they were so stupid.
we went to the fucking frat houses
They were the
down
dumb-
on the lower half of the campus. Dude, it was probably the worst time to go there because we showed up and no, but we showed up and we're just trying to have a good time, find some beer at
Oh
the time.
yeah, frat. Oh,
And
frat
these
row, bro.
motherfuckers, there was a bunch of
Mhm.
white jock frat dudes in the back of this pickup truck.
It was never a
And
good
they
time
were
to go down
fighting a
there.
group of people with a 2x4. And there was shit being thrown out of the fucking buildings and shit. I
my
swear to God, it was like a or something. And I looked at my buddy. I said, I think we need to go back up the hill. They were in the back of the truck, like poking him and hitting him with his 2x4, saying, "Get back! Get back!" It was not a good time. It was the worst thing I ever walked in on. It shouldn't be funny, but you walk up on something like that, it, changes your perspective on a lot of things. Woo.
Oh, dude, that's honestly, that is such a common thing there. It's like, dude, I have been seeing that shit go on in that place for years.
Mhm.
Actually, so so the last time I ever went and fucked around at that college just to piss people off wasn't with anybody that I ever had. I took rookies with me, dude. Complete noobs at this. And I expected good results. Well, guess what? The only time I've ever
Oh
been
boy.
stopped for anything was that night.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea, but they had gone prior to coming to get me, and they went and bought eggs. We roll up, you know where that break in the fence is where you can, go up to the parking lot? We pull up there, egg assault, dude. Drive off like bandits. We're out of there. Done. Go back a little later. And we still hear them. Like, we just pull up and we're listening, and they're like trying to fight each other down there. It's like we thought we started fratting, or because they must have like chucked them high and low and went over buildings and hit other buildings. Like, it was awful.
Yes.
But they did it a second time, and then a
Mhm.
whole fucking mess of them started running up the hill. Like, the cartoons where you have like the big like fucking monster being chased by a million like little things, and it's like a little shitty drawing on a map.
Yes.
Basically,
Mhm.
picture that, and we're driving around this fucking parking lot, and we start heading toward Richard Avenue. Now, whenever you come around the little bend there's another little parking lot off to the left that's like kind of up on a hill. You know what I'm talking? Yeah. So we did a like squealing tires in his grandfather's Nissan Xterra. Squealing tires, like dodging people so we don't run them over while they're throwing things at us. And they're still just chucking more eggs, right? So he jukes the one kid. He's like the final kid that like wanted a piece of action to beat our asses. And we drive off. We actually drove down the hill through the grass. And then we drove away, got away. We just kind of went and chilled out. I think we went to Sheets or something, got something to eat. And then I broke the number one rule, but I've broken it before. Rule number one is you generally just don't go back when you know enough is enough. We went back. Frat guys didn't come up. But
Why did you
I
guys
just
pick-
remember whenever
the
we all
campus
went.
police did.
Oh, what a
'Cause
save!
we got reported.
When we all
And we
went
were the
to
only bright yellow
campus.
Nissan Xterra that's
And
been driving around
fucking
that campus.
Matt was driving us around.
So it's kind of hard to hide that.
And you had no bomber mask.
Jesus.
And you were wearing that shit, and somebody said something to Matt, and he goes, "What's that? What'd you say?" "I'm gonna be a police officer." He said something like that, or something like, "I'm in cadet school, so you
I
better watch
forgot
what you're
about
saying."
the Obama
I'm like,
mask, dude.
Matt, like, relax. You're not a cop yet. I don't know. It's just funny. Meeting, meeting their hero, old Greg. I'm old
All right,
Greg.
well,
I'm
I
old
feel like we
Greg.
should at least send this thing off with like one
They
last
drink
good
Baileys in their
conversation
shoes.
here.
Stop. I painted this picture for you.
Oof.
I painted this picture for you.
Do you think you
You
could
like it?
learn to love me?
What you doing in the waters? Easy now, fuzzy little man teach. Do you love me?
Yes.
No.
Could you learn to love me?
No,
No.
I don't think
Are you
so.
playing your love games? Have you guys ever actually watched that whole thing? Dude, it's fucking. Have you ever seen the Crack Fox? It's fuzzy tickle times. Dude,
Did you guys see the
oh
first
man,
pilot
that
of
whole entire
Rick
fucking
and Morty?
series was so fucking out there, bro.
Isn't it fucking weird?
Like that was like
It's like
that
an
was like the
Australian
weird shit
version.
you'd see on Adult Swim just in London or like over in like England and shit. You know what I mean?
Wait, wait, what happened?
Yes. Yeah. But
Mhm.
bro, like,
The dude that voices him?
dude, I actually like kind of feel bad for Justin Roiland. Like he got fucking kind of
What a
dogged
pass.
and he was found not guilty.
Yeah, didn't they fire
Justin
him?
Roiland, one of the creators of Rick and Morty, he just had a trial within the yeah, he just had a trial within the last year. He got fucking charged with domestic abuse,
He resigned?
but was found not guilty.
I want. I wonder if he's
He
gonna come
resigned
back.
from a
Oh,
lot of shit,
absolutely.
and it
She
was like, dude,
destroyed
right
his
after that
fucking
game
livelihood.
they just
He
made
can
came
countersue.
out, that High on Life, which was incredible, by the way. Like, yeah, yeah, dude, he was catching so much flack, dude.
Now you can sue her.
Dude, that sucks.
Well, I pretty sure they already like he's already signed contracts like
Go
without
to
like
shit,
he's off the
really.
show. He's has nothing to do with Squanch Games anymore.
Oh,
It
she
does
lied.
suck. Especially, whenever that's, now you get to watch
She
something
lied?
you
How
helped
how did they
create
find him not guilty?
get to grow without you. Well, I mean, it gets to go without you because of a lie.
Story of my life, dude.
True that, my friend. True that.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the specifics on it. I'd have
No,
to
the
look up like an
plaintiff.
article or something to refresh
She's
myself, but it was
she's
basically
complaining.
it sounded to me like she was I'm gonna call her the defendant. Plaintiff? Yeah, the defendant. I was
No, she'd be
it
the
seems like
plaintiff. Yeah.
yeah, the plaintiff.
He's defending himself.
Oh yeah, I guess he would yeah. Either way, it just sounded like she was kind of a gold digger. You know what I mean?
So
And
Yo,
like I said, I mean that game, High on Life, dude, it was majorly successful. And they just released a DLC for it, which I kind of want to get because I played it and it was awesome.
I mean, my dad got kicked out of his own
Hmm.
house for fucking 30 days. Because he let some fucking bitch move in.
Telling you, man, the world's a crazy fucking
And
place.
she'd get drunk, beat the shit out of my dad, and then fucking my dad would call the cops, and the cops would make him leave his own house.
Like, ain't that some shit?
Meanwhile, she got to stay there for 30 days, steal all kinds of shit, and run everything in the house 24/7. So my dad came home whenever he finally got fucking electric bill and everything else. It was like thousands of fucking dollars.
Dude,
Like they left everything on 24/7, lights, all kinds of shit.
it's like,
TVs.
yeah, petty, like people
It
like
didn't matter.
fucking
It was
making
fucking running.
all those memes the minute they lost a sub.
Petty. Petty.
Dude, that was kind of wrong.
Unfortunately, petty is just how the world revolves anymore.
Exit demand.
Those
Don't
memes
forget.
with the sub came way too soon.
Yeah. Like they still had a chance to be alive, and
Dude,
everyone was
petty-
like, "Ah, fuck
petty
you,
is-
use the Logitech controller."
Petty is
Like,
what happened to
yeah,
Nick Merckx,
I-
dude. That shit's petty.
Yeah, it's like
That is
sure
as
it was a
fucking
stupid
low as it
fucking
gets.
mistake,
Yeah,
but
I really got to agree with you there.
those are real people
that
taking a fucking rigged up piece of shit sub down and underneath water so far down, like with all that pressure.
you guys know how fast that thing like closed in on
Yeah.
them?
They said it was faster than a speeding
What
bullet.
was the mistake?
It was milliseconds. Like that, the moment there was a fucking hole in that cabin, the compression created so much energy, they literally turned to ash, and that thing closed in on them within the fucking millisecond.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd rather that happen.
I mean, honestly, as bad as that truly is, like
Yeah, dude, I'd rather
they
that
kind
happen
of
than run out of
deserve to go
oxygen and
quick,
suffocate
I
to
guess,
death.
in that situation. Like it really sucks to say, but like
They're
I feel like if
speculating
it was
that, but
me
if
in that
that's what happened,
situation,
that's
like
how it happened.
I would want to sit there
'Cause
and
they were
wait
under,
to
like,
run out of like
55,000
oxygen or something like
tons of
that.
pressure.
Like,
or something.
yep, just I mean,
Yeah,
quick,
it was-
easy. You know what
Did
I
they ever-
mean?
Did they say
Yeah, they were
how
couple-
the cabin got a fucking hole in it?
I don't think people really can fathom. Like, I know it's a lot,
Like that water's not
'Cause
just
I've, like-
floating there; it has a weight value.
but I don't even have a good understanding of it. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like the
realizing
crushing
just how
force of
absolute
all that
billionaires
pressure is
You are.
astronomical.
Yeah.
Dude, can you imagine being 2 miles under the ocean though? Like what the
There's
fuck
not a lot
is
of
down
animals
that
that can
deep?
survive that deep except for fucking whales and like
Giant squid.
squid.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude, at that point
Giant
it doesn't
squid with
matter.
giant
Like
heartbeat, I
even if
think.
you got out of that submarine, you're helpless. Because the pressure's gonna crush you, or you're gonna get eaten. You're gonna get fucked up by something
It's
that's
definitely
down there
sad.
that we don't know
Dude,
that's down
we
there.
don't even have an understanding of the type of shit that lives that deep in the ocean.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they will.
It's easier.
More
to get to
people
outer
have
space.
been. Well, I believe more people have been to the moon than has been at the bottom of the ocean floor.
Oh no.
No one's been at the absolute
You
bottom
know,
of the
it's
ocean floor.
actually, the wife just said this
No.
the other day. Why
We
do
can't
we
make-
know more about outer space than we do the ocean?
But we know more about the space surrounding us than we do about the ocean itself. Mm-hmm.
I would agree with
Then we
that.
could send out journeys and probes.
But no one's explored all of space either, because it's unfathomable, like
They
infinity.
can send out satellites and probes and stuff to get pictures and all kinds of readings and stuff. But we can't create things that can withstand the type of pressure to go
Because
to the
we
ocean
can visually
floor.
see it.
It's
But
just
you
some
can't see
things
all
weren't
of it.
meant to see.
The meaning of life.
I mean, honestly, I can kind of, I can vibe with that logic. That's, I mean, there's probably some really fucked up shit down there that we don't want to know about anyway. And if it's not bothering
do.
us, don't bother it.
Yeah, it's like a virus.
I feel like that's fair. Nah, bro. Like,
Humans come in,
honestly, like we are the most
and they take-
invasive species.
all the nutrients and everything
No, on the planet.
go through it, and then what do you
Like, we
do when
come
it's
in and
gone?
fuck everything up.
Just leave it in a trash heap.
Yeah, the virus has to move on to another host. Why do you think we're looking for new planets? Ooh.
We're cancer.
It's not a,
Resource.
it's not our thought of exploring that makes us want to move on and like find different things. I think it's our natural instinct to
Because
find
we're
something
so
else and
fat
use its natural resources.
That we're gonna fucking
Just
make
like a
the
virus.
planet fall out of orbit.
Exactly.
That,
No, just
that
kidding.
and we know the sun's on like a fucking timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in I forget how many billions of years. The sun will eventually explode and anything we
we
do today
complete
is
our own.
completely worthless.
Yeah.
That's really depressing.
Yeah, it's a supernova. I actually watched a documentary.
Yeah, but
It
then
was
we gotta find another
their
sun
theory
to
about
hit.
how space ends, and they were theorizing if it ends in fire or ice. And basically, all the stars die out. Hear me out here. All the planets get swallowed up. These stars become white dwarfs or supernovas, and they become really dense, and they start pulling in all this debris, and they crush it. And over time, stars will start to collide and create this massive black hole.
And create another Big Bang.
Nope. So basically, this cycle continues and continues and continues, and there's a bunch of black holes. And then these black holes collide with each other, and they just destroy each other over time. And then once that's done, there's nothing. It's just black. That's it. It's cold,
But
dark.
what started anything?
Yep. So that's their theory about it. And then there's another scientific theory that there are multiple
That's actually,
universes. And I believe they're
That's
trying to
pretty
study
interesting, actually.
wormholes because they believe that that's could be a gateway to another universe. So, you know how we have our little universe, you have hundreds, billions of fucking galaxies. And then outside of that, what is there? They believe that there's multiple different versions, possibly other yous out there. That it sounds super sci-fi. It sounds like another fucking Marvel movie, but they really like they're trying to study wormholes because they believe that you can use those potentially to not only travel through space much faster, but possibly travel through universes if there is a possibility of any. I don't know if you can. I'm pretty sure they think that a black hole is. They can't study it enough, but the theory is that a black hole is just gonna crush you. Like it's just it's insane the amount of gravity pull that a black hole has. I've thought about this quite a bit because like when I went to church, I had asked my pastor. I said, "Do you believe in other beings?" I said, "The space is so vast
True that.
it's hard to believe that there's nothing else. And he gave me this great theory. His own theory was that, first off, he goes, "Man, that's a really good question, and this is the best I can give you." He said that he believes God had created multiple universes, multiple planets and stuff like that, multiple species, everything. And that we are one of the ones that were like a failed species that gave in to, the apple. Adam and Eve,
Mm-hmm.
they fucking, they got knowledge and shit like that, and they did what they weren't supposed to. So he believes that we're kind of doomed in a sense, and that we have to have redemption. But he believes that there are actually multiple species that God's created, and we're not meant to have the capability of being in contact with them, because we're limited to what we're able to do after basically not listening to God. It's a weird theory, but it makes sense. And then I came back with exactly, yeah, that's right. So we're limited in our knowledge, and the question is, are we able to break through it in any sense to be able to even travel through space? And it's hard to know. It's hard to know. My retort back to him was that, what if God was the universe? Okay, this was my theory. Because we're all made up of the same matter. The stars, the trees, everything is made up of the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this once. What if your God is actually the universe? Because the universe created everything. No matter what happened, whether it was the Big Bang Theory or some other greater power, maybe our God is the universe. And this is why I think that we come up with religion to try and figure out a way to connect with that once again, but we're stuck in the shell of a body on this planet Earth, and that when you die and you become part of the soil and the dirt, you potentially become part of the universe again, which is your God. Is that weird?
No.
It's a high speculation. It's pretty difficult. Like, because when I look at it and I get really philosophical about it, it's like you do live to die. And for some reason,
Well, your whole life you're
it's,
hardwired to get ready to die.
yeah, for some reason, there's a part of you that wants to know that there's something else after this. And why is that? That can't be intellectual. That's got to be something else deeper than just knowing that you're alive. Something's telling you that there's something more, and you just can't figure out what that is. And we try and give ourselves answers, but in reality, all you can do is wait and see what's next. And it kind of sucks because, I got my daughter, I got Courtney, I got my dog. We bust our ass every day. But when you think about it, in reality, it's all for nothing. And I gotta believe that there's something else afterwards, because if I think that way every day, I would probably become so depressed that I wouldn't want to do shit.
And you
It's,
got if everyone went around thinking that everything they do is useless, no one would do anything.
yeah. When in reality, it kind of is useless when you think about it. That's why I don't think we'll ever pass the point of being a super intelligent, one-housed being, basically all of us together. humanity united. We'll never have that because you have people that want power over you over some fucking piece of paper, money, which there's actually a thing in the Constitution that it's actually illegal to have a currency of paper. It's supposed to be coin currency. Which is why we always had the gold standard back in the day as well.
Now it's the oil standard.
Oil standard. Yeah. But circling back around, what I'm saying is that with that kind of power of people holding over others and keeping you divided, I don't think we're ever going to hit a level of unified intelligence to where the whole world
It's politics.
tries to find another planet to live on or explore the space, because I think we probably have the material on Earth to build such a spaceship that would allow us to travel for a long period of time. But the only problem is trying to travel fast. But everyone's in such a race. I mean, here's a good example of the fucking space race. You know, everyone was fighting against each other because it's the fucking Cold War and they want to be the first out to space. It was really dangerous. Like if you watch that movie with oh shit, what's no, it was you know the guy that's in The Notebook, the main dude from that.
Mm-mm. You're not talking about Sputnik, are you?
No, he played Neil Armstrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
So it's literally a movie on Neil Armstrong, and it shows the complications that they had with sending people to space. They had a whole fucking spaceship that blew up before it even took off with astronauts in it.
Oh my god.
And like it was super sketchy. It goes through the fact that he was basically in a fucking tin can and they weren't sure if they were going to make it back from the moon. Like it's really sketchy. But like that's the thing.
He basically thought he was on a suicide mission.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like you push humanity to the limit like that, but you push them too hard and it makes humanity scared to even push forward and do something different. But then we can, instead of coming together and doing something great like figuring out how to save the planet or find another planet, we instead grow meat in laboratories because we're running out of fucking meat. You can figure out how to grow meat from a fucking petri dish, but you can't figure out how to get to fucking space.
Dude,
and stay there consistently.
That just sounds fucking unsettling.
Yeah. I actually really enjoy listening to certain podcasts and stuff with Elon Musk in it because I think it's very interesting the fact that he's taking control of trying to actually even go to another planet instead of just the moon with people. And he's trying to find a way to be able to get them back. He successfully launched a rocket and landed the rocket on a fucking boat in the middle of the ocean. A giant sized rocket. He's had multiple failures on it, but it was successful and they didn't think he could do that. No one thought you could land a rocket. When they went to the moon, they didn't land the rocket.
No, they just landed the craft.
Exactly.
They usually drop the rocket off in space, don't they?
They drop a lot of unnecessary shit
Or no, they
that
drop
gets
it
you
off,
out there.
They drop it off in the atmosphere and it parachutes back down to Earth and they resalvage it somewhere.
Not always. It's actually really dangerous to go out in the atmosphere of the planet because of the amount of pollution. Like all the dead satellites and shit that are floating up there. Like
Yeah.
it takes a while for them to come back down and like hit the planet.
Well,
So when they shoot out into space, it's also dangerous. Like they could hit debris. You ever
Dude,
seen Gravity? That shit's pretty intense. Like It's got George Clooney and I forget the chick's name in it, but they're out in space and they're working on the space station. And basically, some type of asteroid fucks up a satellite that's adjacent from their satellite, from their
Yeah.
spaceship, their spacecraft, and it collides with them, and all the shards are moving so fast from orbit that it just shreds you to pieces.
I think I saw
So
that
like
movie actually.
that alone right there, like that's why it's dangerous to even go out into space. Like you don't need like the smallest pebble floating through space just happened to go through the damn rocket. Like you aren't surviving, you're done. Here's a weird question. When you're out in space and you're in the vacuum of space, what happens first? If you take your suit off, do you freeze or explode? Or is it both?
I think you explode first. I think it's like almost instantaneous. It's like
Because your body's pushing out a force because of gravity.
it's the same idea
As
as
a submarine.
yeah, it's the same idea as a submarine. It keeps you pressurized. Your body runs off of pressure, like your blood pressure and shit. I think as soon as you step out of that
I wanna
suit, you don't
know
have the
what's in
atmosphere
this-
around you to help regulate
I
that
want to know what's
pressure,
in the suit that
and
keeps
you
the
just
keeps it from
pretty much
keeps it from
die.
crushing if it's a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't sit there and suffocate. And I think it all depends on if you're in line with the sun or not, if you freeze or burn, because heat travels. Obviously,
Yep,
we
and it
get heat
takes
from the sun.
absolutely no time at all for this
Yeah,
process
if it wasn't
to take
for the
place.
ozone layer and shit, we'd get burnt all the time. We would die. It would be a dust bowl.
Yeah, so your backside would be fucking frostbitten as your front side's just boiling.
That's their theory also with Mars being habited, which is why it's so interesting to go there and try and find life in water.
Yep.
Elon's main mission is actually, yeah, they found frozen water. Yeah, they found frozen water. His main mission though is to do the same effect that we're doing on Earth, but we do it on Mars. So you pollute Mars and you
Didn't they
actually
find
create an
something up
atmosphere
there
where
with the
planet.
little buggy?
It's actually
what I thought.
possible to regrow life. It would take a long fucking time. But if you actually pollute Mars, it would create habitable life because it creates its own fucking ozone layer from the heat and all the pollution, which is why we have global warming. We hold in so much fucking heat, which we shouldn't be holding in that much heat. That's another thing. When you cut down trees absorb a lot of that heat. I mean, it's simple. Like you go out in the woods when on a hot day, it's colder. So you stand out on a roof on a hot day, you're hot as shit. And it's because there's nothing absorbing that heat. So that's like I'm pretty sure that's his main goal is to try and like populate Mars in the future. Like he won't be alive for it, but the starts of it would be because of him if he's able to do it and get there. Yeah. And the reason Mars doesn't have any life on it now is that when you look at the big giant craters in it, it was hit by a fucking like
Yeah, I mean,
it was just bombarded by asteroids.
Huge for
And they
something
believe
like
that a giant fucking asteroid, when you look at Mars, it's not a
Is this
full on circle. It's actually like ovaled out somewhat. It looks like there's a chunk taken out of it. And it doesn't have a moon, which is actually why it's North and South Pole switch on the planet. They don't ever stay in the same spot. The North and South Pole actually switch. It like wobbles. It doesn't spin. The moon keeps us on one axis. Mars has like multiple axes. It flips. And whenever it got hit,
By
It
its
took a
own moon.
big, yeah, it took a big chunk with it. And during the early processes of the planet Earth being created, they believe it's possible that bacteria could have traveled from that space rock, and when it collided with Earth, it created two giant debris fields. One turned into the moon, and the other one turned into Earth because I'm pretty sure they've studied rocks from Mars that they brought back, and it's very, very similar soil makeup. Like, it would make sense. So that chunk that got hit and it got split off smacked into Earth, which was actually somewhat slightly bigger at that moment, but then it got broken in half, and part of the moon is actually planet Earth, which is pretty crazy to think about. Because during the early stages, our solar system could have potentially have two suns. That's why Jupiter's a gas giant. It couldn't create enough mass over time to pull in the amount of heat that the sun does. But Jupiter is just, it's the second sun. If it would have pulled in, there's multiple solar systems out there with two suns. It could have pulled in enough mass, but the sun was already getting massive enough that basically what happened is Jupiter held out that asteroid belt, which is exactly what separates us without, that's the one planet that keeps our little planets from getting bombarded from asteroids, is Jupiter. So it's like pulling on that shit. Can you imagine if there were two suns in the solar system? Do I sound like a nerd right now or what?
A little bit.
I, believe it or not, at one point I wanted to be like an astronomer, and I watched a lot of this stuff on the Science Channel. I read a lot of books on science and stuff, and I'm not like
I'm
a
not gonna
genius
lie,
on
and
it,
don't
but
take this
it
to heart, but
intrigued
I
me a
didn't
lot
think you were this
because
smart.
of my question of our purpose and why we're here. I think that's what pushes a lot of scientists to become what they are and do the things that they do, because they just want to know. You know, whenever you start digging deep enough, like shit just starts to get too real, and you're like, what the fuck is the significance? What's it mean? And you just don't know. I mean, there are suns 50 times the size of ours. Like, we are such an insignificant little speck that it doesn't matter. There could be a giant planet, which is that movie Avatar, the blue people.
Yeah.
It's actually a really interesting concept because, like, they're huge beings, and it's a possibility that there are other huge beings on much bigger planets than ours, but they were able, you know, it's still habitable, it still has a good sun, still in the Goldilocks zone, still has an atmosphere, like,
Yeah, the
just
blue
created bigger things. I mean, look at a goddamn whale on this planet. It's the biggest fucking mammal on planet Earth. And we're this big. So it wouldn't surprise me if there are intelligent beings that are like big as shit, like tall as hell. Sci-fi shit's crazy, dude. I find it. Go ahead. Yeah. It's hard to really push yourself to think that way, and I don't like to think like that only because
Yeah, I mean,
I think about it too much. It does
there's
put
a lot
me
of
in
the
a
unknown out there,
depressive
man.
state because, like I said,
Like
I'm
a
over here
lot
putting
of shit we don't
air
know.
conditioning and heating in people's houses, and like in the grand scheme of things, it's like, why? why was I made to do this dumb shit when there's this whole vast universe out there, and fucking the human race can't wrap their head around it. They're more worried about their gay rights and their fucking their fucking BMWs and their fucking salaries. Yeah. It's all a blind effect. There's someone at the top of all of it, obviously.
You're just
But
trapped in the system.
exactly. It's all a system. And I hate to sound like I'm like
Their power
conspiracy
over
theorist or something,
people.
but
Yeah,
I
money.
mean, when you think of the vastness of where you're at, it doesn't make sense of why the human race lives the way it does. We are a virus plagued on this earth, and until we take all of its resources, we're not going away unless the sun explodes. I don't believe that we're ever going to get off the planet successfully. Because another thing that stops us is money. Exactly. If you stop humanity from growing, exactly. That's why with Elon Musk, I mean, think of the things he's said before.
Greed.
Everyone struggles on understanding
Yeah, it's all
like
greed.
energy resources and everything.
'Cause
Like
somebody's gonna
he
want to
said,
capitalize on it.
we've all seen the video. It would only take a part of the United States 1 mile by 1 mile of solar panels to power the whole fucking country, if not more. And then to maintenance those solar panels would only take a warehouse 1 mile by 1 mile. That's such a small amount of space compared to the amount of energy that you can give out to the world initially. And like we're all fighting over oil. And then like you get rid of oil, they're gonna just raise the prices of electric. So it doesn't make any sense. You're not gonna save any energy. You're just gonna like somehow make it worse instead of making clean energy. You're gonna try and make electric will just become even more shitty for the environment. Like lithium batteries, it's fucking terrible for the
Oh my
environment.
God,
It's
yeah.
horrible.
It's almost worse than fossil fuels, if not worse.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not good at all. I mean, you might as well just release fucking radiation into the atmosphere over time if you're gonna do that. Right now we're just like warming it up. But
No,
another
I would
factor
go
of
out
warming
on
up
a
the
limb and
planet,
say
like I said, dude, stop
it's
cutting down
at
trees. And if
least
you're
a
gonna
little
cut
bit
them down, you
worse.
gotta replant. You can't plant in rows. You need to plant randomly, especially for wildlife.
Dude,
One of my
it's
favorite
like
bands is Gojira, and they have that song called Amazon, and it's about cutting down the Amazon rainforest. If you watch the video and stuff, like they're basically protesting about it.
dude, that's the one thing I don't understand is like most of the oxygen on Earth comes from the Amazon forest, and they're just like cutting the fuck out of it for nothing more than greed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No one thinks about the little guy. It's the guys on top that make all the money. They don't give a fuck. They're gonna die, and they're gonna die wealthy. It's the only thing you can do is to try and get humanity to see it all on one level, one perspective, and really understand each other. Stop looking at race, stop looking at cultures, and understand that humans are humans, which will never fucking happen. But if you did that, I guarantee you these big corporations and these world leaders would fucking lose the battle real quick. Think about how many people are at, like, we're constantly having issues with gun rights. And it does suck, all the school shootings and stuff, but what the fuck do you do? Because we have the right here in the United States to bear arms.
Oh yeah.
Like you can protect yourself from foreign and domestic enemies, which means our own government. Thomas Jefferson, just paraphrasing, in short, basically said that he thinks the United States should have a fucking revolution every 200 years just to keep the government in check.
Dude, the government's so far out of check, it's not funny. Oh, we're getting in
I know.
politics.
Yeah.
Like, I was
See,
just
that's
thinking
what
of
me and
something
Snoo were
It all
talking
comes
about.
back
the other
to
day.
greed
Like,
again.
we do the smallest fucking thing wrong, and we're gonna
Yep,
if
they
we
can
just
give
accidentally
themselves
fuck up
raises, pay
on our
themselves
taxes
6,
or
7
something like that,
figure
we
salaries
can go to
every
jail for
fucking
fucking
year,
years.
go on fucking
These
vacation,
people go and
evade
fucking
fucking criminal justice
openly
system.
fucking break laws and nothing fucking happens. Yeah, openly. If that was one of us, you're not getting the fuck back out ever if you're lucky. Yep.
Joe Biden's son. Felonies, and he's getting charged with slaps on the wrist. You'd be sit-
My
you'd be
question
sitting
is,
in a
without
fucking
world
black
order,
box,
though,
and
what
no
would
one would even
happen to
fucking know where
humanity? I
you're
feel like it'd be
at.
like the Wild West.
That's
For
what it'd
example,
be.
you can't
Like, it's bad
go
enough that he was fucking doing coke and
and
sleeping with
carve your
fucking
own little piece of
prostitutes and didn't
land. Like
fucking
the
get
government
charged with
owns all of
anything.
it. You
And
can't
then
go be
fucking
self-sufficient, grow your
federal
own food and
fucking
everything like
offenses
that. Like
up
you kind
some
of get
before.
in trouble for that. Like you
Dude, you
can't do that.
really
You have to go out in the shittiest wilderness to do that. There's
you
some people that do it like way out in Alaska, deep
you
in
can't
Alaska.
even grow fucking natural food in the United States. Like
No,
even fucking seeds, they're genetically modified, and it's
so you
impossible.
can't regrow them.
Yeah, you have to keep buying their seeds, and you can't find the non-genetically modified seeds because they have such a fucking monopoly on it that they just ran all this seed produce small business seed producers out of business. To the point to where I watched this little YouTube series about this farmer. He had this machine that would pick seeds from their harvest that they could use again in the next season. And there's only a handful of these machines left because there's such an outdated technology that what's that fucking company? Monstati, I think I'm saying it wrong. They found out he had the machine, they came in, tried to buy it from him, and he wouldn't sell, and they just turned around and relentlessly hit him with all these lawsuits and basically used their money to run him into the ground just because he wouldn't sell his seed picking machine.
Think about the guy that invented the fucking engine that ran on water. He died fairly quickly afterwards. He actually invented an engine that could run your car on water, and I believe he drove it. He drove his car across the United States
Oh yeah,
one time, and everything was
he's
fine.
gone.
I'm pretty sure there's a documentary on Netflix you can literally watch about it. I can't remember the guy's name, but he invented a fucking engine that would run on water, and he died. I believe in the documentary said that they believe he was poisoned, and before he
Well,
died,
dude,
he
you
said
can
that they poisoned
literally-
me, and then he was gone. And then you never see anything about the blueprints for his invention or anything. You see nothing. I swear to God, you can get on Netflix. I swear you can watch this on Netflix. I can't remember the fucking documentary, but it's a legit documentary. You know what I'm talking about, Tori. And there's sketchy shit that bothers me, like with this shit called elites and shit. And you know,
Tori's like, I
it
done
amazes
watched
me
it
how
a bunch of times.
No,
how
I
much
haven't watched
news
that shit.
press Jeffrey Epstein got, and then it just disappeared so quick. As soon as we got it, it went away. Does anyone even know what the fuck happened with that? Any of the accused people that went to this island? Has anyone been charged with anything? Has anything been found out about a sex trafficking or anything?
I think they only got
Oh yeah, dude.
Jeffrey Epstein, and didn't they charge Maxwell
Oh dude,
with it
you can
too?
publicly look up the whole list.
I forget
Well,
what happened with that trial.
you guys will like this. Chris Cornell, um,
Mm,
That's
that I couldn't
Chester
really tell ya.
Bennington,
While we're on the Maxwell
and
topic.
oh yeah,
They didn't even live broadcast that trial. Like they
no,
they live broadcasted the fucking Johnny Depp and the bitch you shit on the bed sheets trial, but they wouldn't fucking live broadcast a trial like that.
doesn't make sense, dude.
Like I don't give a fuck about Johnny Depp and the bitch you pooped on the bed sheets.
I'm pretty sure
Oh yeah,
that Chris Cornell,
Amber.
Chester Bennington, and there was a famous chef too. They all died within almost the same amount of time. Like I'm pretty sure in the same year. And this is, I'm sure this is just speculation, but they were legit working on taking down large amounts of people that they had information on sex trafficking in Hollywood itself, and they were all big names. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you, Tori?
I watched the video too.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what's fucked up? I was going to see Linkin Park play a week before
And
he
they were all big names.
died.
Yeah. And they're trying to say that it's not a coincidence that they were all found hanging in hotel rooms.
Yeah, we had to take us to Hershey, and it might have been the same show. You were going to Hershey? Yeah, it was the same show. It might have been like, yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I was supposed to see the show the day after he did it. Yep. It was the same show then.
Soundgarden played what was it, that week, and then they had another festival the following week.
If you just had
and that's when fucking Chris Cornell was found hanging his
Fuck
fucking
that. Who
thing.
wants to hang
He
themselves
just
while they're
played
out
the
on
fucking
tour?
show a week ago. Like nothing could have happened between that week and that week. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
You wouldn't go to a hotel room to fucking hang yourself.
and the security camera just happened to fucking glitch out at that
And
point. Like, fuck you, dude.
who wants to go out by hanging themselves? Like, come on. And then Jeffrey Epstein's found hanging by what, in his fucking jail cell? Like, come
Yeah,
on, you
'cause
know it's fucking.
I'm pretty sure Jeffrey
the
Epstein was
the
gonna
coincidences
testify.
aren't a fucking.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
There's no
Epstein
such
was
thing
gonna
as a
squeal.
coincidence.
Oh,
Like,
goddamn right
Gibbs
he was
rule
gonna.
number 1 on it. No such thing as a coincidence.
Oh Jesus!
Don't worry, he
You're
wasn't
starting to
gonna
talk
go
like my
get his
wife
fucking booty
now.
cheeks clapped.
Dude, I have watched so much of that shit.
I love NCIS.
Did Ed,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he's gonna
dude.
get
dude,
a
who
lower sentence or a nicer
did
fucking
anyone
jail
else get
cell out of
charged
it.
out of that entire
Yeah,
fucking
so
thing?
whenever you get charged
Other
with the
than him
shit
and
he
his
was about to get charged.
Oh yeah. The special block for sex offenders wouldn't have been so he wouldn't have been safe in that block either. I want to know why there wasn't a guard or something like stationed with him at all times. At least one guard, if not multiple. Like a high person profile,
The
fucking
detective in
for that
charge
fucking
of
offense and that much knowledge and shit,
Epstein's
there should have been somebody
case
fucking.
should have been the one, in my
I
opinion.
guarantee when fucking.
If he's trying to take him
What's the
down,
dumb bitch that did tax
he should have been the
evasion
one
shit?
to
And then she got like
basically
a nice fancy cell with a TV.
have
and
the luxury
fucking
of
all
looking
kinds of
over
shit.
him, in my opinion.
You know what I'm talking about?
Everything is like everything's
Martha
rigged, dude.
Stewart, I
And
guarantee
when you
she
start
had
really
somebody
paying
like
attention to
fucking
what I'm saying,
around her almost at all times.
the media, if you get
And I
on
guarantee she fucking had a fucking.
NBC,
It wasn't a prison
but you
sentence.
get the
It was a
Snapchat one.
fucking vacation.
It gives you everything on
Dude,
something
it's-
that's real juicy about basically something that's gonna tear the community apart, such as, oh, a bunch of white cops just killed a black man, like, poorly. Like, it should never happen. It was what's the word I'm looking for?
For police brutality.
Yeah, it was police brutality.
Systematic
was-
racism.
Exactly. But then if you go into records on anything about police brutality, it's not just black people, dude. But they put that on blast on the fucking news,
Dude,
and it's ridiculous. Police brutality is not. Yeah.
The whole thing about that entire fucking situation is they'll say, "Oh, well, fucking black people get police brutality at twice the rate that Caucasians do,"
It's to
and they
cause a
just cherry
divide,
pick their
dude.
fucking numbers.
It's all about
Like
division
when
of
you
the
actually
people,
break
so that
it
way they
down
can
case per
maintain
case, like you're
control.
supposed to, it's pretty fucking even.
I'm telling you,
Like-
blood sells. It sells. And the reason I say that is because if you watch the news, people are more intrigued by turmoil than they are something good. If you put a bunch of positive shit on the news, I guarantee you they'd get no ratings and no views. You have to get views. All these fucking all these newscasters and everything, they have to have something that's controversial for people to watch. And I'm telling you, it is not the way to do fucking news.
Oh, today it is because you get all the views.
When you watch NBC app, the Snapchat shit, it's negative, 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 and they leave you on the last story one positive story. The rest of the news is negative.
Dude,
All of
and
it.
you flip from Fox to like CNN, like they're basically saying the exact same shit about the other fucking candidate or president, like all the time. Like, oh,
Yeah, they're
he's a Nazi.
bashing each other.
It's fucking stupid.
I watched a Yeah, because I seen a thing that Obama signed a bill that allows news channels
Yep, I seen
to
it.
actually promote propaganda. That's why, like, whenever you seen that one video, whenever I think it was like COVID or something about coming together and staying safe and shit,
Black
and it
Lives
was like
Matter is another
100
one.
news stations all saying the exact same thing. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
Like,
I
video
made a
money-
post about Black Lives Matter.
The money
But
that went to
that-
Black Lives Matter,
that was the big
barely
fucking thing, and
any of it,
and Joe Rogan's
any
podcast
of it went
even
to
fucking
help
talked
fucking
about it.
black communities or anything like that. It all got spent.
Go to Baltimore, dude. It's
But I
still
heard about
fucking
that before
shitty.
Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, dude,
fucking
it all
brought
got
up.
spent
It's
on
terrible.
frivolous shit. Like they were. I watched your report on them following money trails on the fucking fundings they got from that, and it was spent on shit like fucking prostitutes and just frivolous shit, and none of it went to actually bettering the community like they said it was gonna.
Blacks have a reason to be pissed off, but it's not white people, it's the fucking people in power. It's not about the race. That's exactly what I keep saying. It's not about the race. It's
not
about
the-
those in control.
It's not the race, it's your financial status. They don't
Yep.
give a fuck if you're black or white. They care about how much money you have.
Yep. And I made a post actually on Facebook. I said I disagree with Black Lives Matter, and I disagree with all lives matter, because both are protests against all, in my opinion. When you have a protest against someone else's protest, it doesn't fucking help the situation. Black Lives Matter shouldn't have ever been a thing in reality, like, I think I could say I agree with the term all lives matter, but you still can't run that by anyone because it, like I said, it's a protest. All it is two factors put at point to separate two different communities. No matter what, how you look at it or what you say, it shouldn't have been anything. You can't form a group like that and expect there not to be separation. Like forming that group immediately created a wedge between those who agreed and those who disagreed.
Dude, that created so much bullshit that it's not even funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you basically had fucking groups of terrorists running around burning shit down, and they were looked at as the right people. Yeah, they were looked at as the fucking
They
righteous
killed a
people in the
shop owner.
situation. They killed
You-
a ton of people. They killed multiple cops. They killed a bunch of people, and the cops are still the issue.
Dude,
They
they
Yeah,
was
caused
they
killing
billions
weren't.
their
of
own
dollars
people's
in
shit, dude.
damage to their own
They
cities.
weren't. They weren't protesting. They were fucking rioting.
You had people coming from different states just to come and fucking loot stores.
They burned down black-owned businesses and
That's pretty fucked
everything
up.
else.
Kind of funny,
Like,
but
Like, that entire situation is fucked up, and you have people completely backing them because they're fucking stupid. And you don't. I hate people, dude. I think they're so ignorant.
damn, Casey, was that enough for your podcast?
He's like, I'm gonna have to get rid of half of this.
No,
nah.
bro, I think we did pretty fucking good for the night, boys. I think we can let her off there.